live here today at Kalen Sports in Romeoville to take you through some Flyers hockey. Puck is dropped and we are underway.
We're going to compete and we're going to bat. We have to compete all three periods.
Flyers came out hot. The Flyers to an early lead. Zone shot, he scores!
The culture that they have there is pretty special.
Really happy to be back and excited for a season of had of great hockey. Shot, rebound, scores!
They're creating their own energy. The energy has totally changed.
Batted that puck out of the air. Big shot, another shot. He goes upstairs. The whole building is buzzing. And a big save! Four-inch shot, rebound, scores! Oh my goodness, what a play!
You want to play as a unit.
You can see the joy and excitement on the faces of the Flyers players. We're equally as excited here in the broadcast booth.
Great hockey being played
At Camden this weekend.
What a goal for the Lewis Flyers! Television Network. My name is Logan Kemp. We are here today to cover some Lewis Flyers hockey. As they begin the warm-ups, they will be taking on the visiting St. Norbert College Green Knights. Last week, the Flyers had a really intense, really great series against Illinois State University. They ended up splitting that series. They won the game on Friday, played a great period in that first period, and then kind of fell off the wagon towards the second two-thirds of that hockey game. And then on Saturday, it got off to a kind of a rocky start. Were scored on within the first 10 seconds of that second game on Saturday, and then it just continued to go on down the hill for the Lewis Flyers in that one. Points from Jim Sawyer. We talked to him on the Lewis University Hockey Podcast this week. I did. Had a really good conversation with him. He had some interesting thoughts on the series last weekend. He thought his team played really well in that first period and then went on to lose the next 5 periods of hockey. He considers each one of these 2-game series a 6-period weekend, basically. So he won that first period, went on to lose the next 5 periods. So his goal this week is to win a couple more periods. He wants some better decision-making out of his guys. He had a couple of rocky decisions, a couple of giveaways. Goaltender Sam Zagat gave away the puck behind the net, which led to a goal. One of their forwards, Caden Ulmer, also gave away the puck that led to a goal. So some better decision-making in the defensive zone and creating some more scoring opportunities on the power play. Coach Jim Sawyer is not as concerned with goals on the power play as scoring opportunities. So he has been working really hard in practice this week on creating chances, getting shots on goal. Even if they don't go in, they'll carry that momentum 2-3 minutes after the completion of that power play. So it'll be of the utmost importance for them today to try and create some more of those scoring chances and hopefully gain a little bit more success on the power play. They had one power play goal last week. Mike Steck in that first game, in that first period, when the Flyers looked really good, their best period of the weekend, ended up getting a power play goal and really played well throughout the course of the weekend. One of the Flyers newcomers, Mike Stack. So that was really great to see. This week, St. Norbert College is coming off a couple tough losses to NIU last week. They ended up losing the first game on Friday 9-1, and on Saturday they lost 7-1. So something to prove for the Green Knights as they come into Callan and face the Lewis Flyers, and the Flyers are also looking to bounce back. They're coming off that split series, losing the last 5 periods of hockey that was played here at Callan, so they're really looking to turn things around this week. And in order to do that, we got to look at the keys to the game for the Lewis Flyers. They want to start off the game really strong and continue throughout the course of the hockey game. They started out really well that first game, not so much the second game. Like I said, they got scored on within the first 10 seconds of game 2 against the Redbirds. So they'll be looking to get off to a little bit stronger of a start here today at Callan. They also want to stay out of the penalty box. A huge push for the Lewis Flyers last year was discipline hockey. Coach Jim Sawyer came in That was something that the Flyers had been struggling with in previous years, was the well-worn track to that penalty box, taking retaliatory penalties, taking unnecessary calls. So they really need to look to clean that up this weekend. They had a couple of those on Saturday last week, and I know Coach Schwarr was telling them in the locker room, boys, you got to clean things up, because that is not something that he tolerates at all, and that put him down. They got scored on while trying to kill off those penalties a couple times, so it would be really paramount to stay out of the penalty box. Like I said earlier, they want to create more scoring chances, and they also want to control some of their turnovers on each of the blue line. They had some sloppy turnovers in the offensive zone, leading to a couple odd man breaks going back the other way. They couldn't get the puck out of their own zone. They want to clean up that blue line play on both sides of the ice. Now, we've got a couple players to watch for each team. For the Lewis Flyers, number 4, Mike Steck. I talked about him a little bit already. He had a power play goal last week. He's a Flyer newcomer. He was playing junior hockey last year, decided he wanted to continue his education at Lewis University, and man, he's made an impact for the Flyers already. Was playing on both sides of the puck last week, playing physical, throwing the body around, creating time and space, creating chances for his team, and like I said, ended up with a power play goal last week. For St. Norbert College, we want to take a look at number 91, Chaz Del Marcel. He had the lone goal last week against NIU. He was playing in the GLHL for the past couple of years, along with a couple other members of the Green Knights. So that'll be kind of the electric connection for the Green Knights today, I'm sure, is seeing some of the GHL players playing together. There'll be players to watch throughout the course of the hockey game, so we'll be keeping an eye on it up here in the broadcast booth. We're looking forward to the start of a great series this weekend over on the other rink behind me. 2 rinks over on rink 1 here at Camden. The D3 team is playing Loyola University. Last I checked, they were winning by a score of 7-1, which is absolutely fantastic. It's all Flyers hockey here at Camden, and it's a great thing to see. I'm so happy to be back for another weekend of Flyers hockey. We're looking forward to the start of this game, which we'll see in about 15 minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
You're looking for your opportunity to make a difference that impacts your world for the better, and no one is better equipped to help you do that than Lewis University. With 37 graduate degree and certificate programs, we can help you develop the skills required to maximize your performance and value in today's workforce. Classes meet in 8-week sessions, 100% online, on campus, or a mix of both designed for working adults. Your time is now. Transform your skills and potential with a graduate degree from Lewis University.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
What are you gonna wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit Act Now on hearing.com to learn the signs and find an ACHA certified audiologist near you.
I'm originally from Janesville, Wisconsin. I kind of grew up by an airport, and in that time, pretty much I fell in love with airplanes. They were always flying over my house and everything. I got my private pilot's license the beginning of my sophomore year. Then after that, I got my instrument rating first semester of my junior year. And right now, I'm working on my commercial license. I do want to start with corporate aviation. I think it would kind of be cool to get a perspective in both worlds. My end game is airlines eventually. Lewis has kind of kept my passion alive for aviation just because of how frequently we fly. We fly 2 to 3 times a week, which is a lot more than other flight schools where you don't even start flying until your junior year. I'm definitely happy I chose Lewis, especially with the airport being right on campus. I think it's honestly really helpful. The people here that I've met, I've loved pretty much everything about Lewis.
This is the story of Lewis University, located 35 miles southwest of Chicago. Founded in 1932 with a focus on aviation technology, Lewis is a Catholic and Lasallian university that welcomes students of all faiths and cultures. Your understanding of diverse cultures will help you to succeed in the global workplace. At Lewis, our faculty walk side by side with our students, helping them apply what they learn in the classroom to real life, in law enforcement, nursing, aviation, business, the sciences, teaching, and the arts, all making a difference. Our students have purpose in learning. They're problem solvers, thinkers, doers. Upon graduation, Lewis students are prepared to create better communities, communities that universally welcome, support, and encourage all to create a better world. Now it is your turn. How will you impact our world? Apply at lewisu.edu.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs a life-saving blood transfusion. Every 2 seconds, there's an urgent need for blood donation. Every second matters. In an emergency, doctors may face impossible choices. Who gets blood and who must wait? Will you roll up a sleeve and give? Because of you, life doesn't stop. Donate blood. Make your appointment today at Vitalant.org.
Hello, I'm Will Jimeno. I'm a retired Port Authority police detective and a 9/11 survivor. For 13 hours, I was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. I was rescued thanks to brave people who were willing to put their own lives on the line to save mine. For 9/11 this year, a National Day of Service, I'll be paying it forward by taking time to help others. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Providing students with the skills and qualities needed to be successful, the Lewis University Radio and Television Broadcasting Department prepares students for high-level performance in their endeavors. The broadcasting professor supplies students with numerous chances outside of the classroom to sharpen their tools and get a taste of the real world of broadcasting.
I just thought it was really interesting and I want to go into sports media. Everyone's really welcoming, even if you have no experience. It's like you will be uncomfortable at the beginning, like I was, but once you start into it, you'll be more comfortable as your teachers explain everything.
Technical directing, editing, producing, and anchoring are just some of the countless broadcasting roles students can get involved with during their first week in the program. From being on the air to producing behind the scenes, students will acquire valuable life skills in addition to what they learned in broadcasting. All majors are welcome, and to get started, visit lewisu.edu/admissions so you can make a difference and take your talents to the next level.
something higher or something today or what? You got this thing jacked up?
That camera's on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Here you go.
You got this thing up higher?
Same height as it was last year. Same exact thing. I had to make multiple trips. I did. Look at all this. I had to make, look at 2 wagons. Fit in the car. Yeah, I thought about that. It's actually not that bad. Over here. Sam will get the shot. Have Sam. Like with that camera, you can. Oh wait, no. You know what's going on. That's the guy. Yeah, not well. They're gonna come on the ice. So I'm gonna come back and talk. So while I can check that microphone on.
Guy's gonna be singing up there.
And then I'll give it to him before we start singing. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camlin Sports in Romeoville. My name is Logan Kapp. I am here today to take you through that game between the Lewis Flyers and the visiting St. Norbert College Green Knights. We're going to get going in just a couple minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do, we're going to have the national anthem being sung. And before that, the teams will be taking the ice surface. So, as I said in the pregame, it'll be a pretty interesting matchup this weekend. The Flyers are looking to bounce back from a tough loss last Saturday when they played the Illinois State University Redbirds. They had a pretty good series against the Redbirds. In that first game, they played really well. They came out into the weekend and had probably what I consider to be the best period of hockey that I've seen the Flyers play in my tenure calling Flyers hockey. And then that was preceded by some of the worst periods that I've seen. So they are coming off 5 kind of sloppy periods of hockey. They're looking to turn that around. I talked to head coach of Flyers hockey, Jim Swoyer, on the Lewis University Hockey Podcast. And he kind of echoed some of those same thoughts that I'm having right now. So, you know, he's looking for his team to play a little bit cleaner, make some better decisions in the defensive zone, not turn the puck over as much as they had in that game last week against the ISU Redbirds. St. Norbert College is coming off a couple tough games. Last week they got kind of blown out of the water by NIU. They lost 9-1 and 7-1. Before that, they lost the series, both games against Marquette. That was back at the end of September. They actually got scored on in that second game 11 times. And then their last win was coming all the way back on September 21st against the MSOE Raiders, where they won 5-3. So we're going to step out here for the national anthem. That'll be sung by Logan Burgess. In just a couple minutes, we are ready to go. We'll step out. All right, after that beautiful rendition of America's Song, we're ready to play some hockey here at Canlan. It's a busy weekend for athletics at Lewis University. They've got hockey today and tomorrow. They also have one of their biggest cross-country meets in the area. The Lewis Crossover is happening tomorrow on the Romeoville campus of Lewis University. If you're in the Romeoville area, it is certainly a sight to see. There's over 50 schools that are coming to run at the Lewis cross-country course tomorrow morning. And then we'll actually be hosting the regional meets. That's later this October. So plenty of opportunity to come support Flyers athletics. There's also women's volleyball going on tomorrow. I believe men's and women's basketball is starting up relatively soon. Puck is dropped, and we're playing hockey. Starting goalies for the matchup today. To my right is AJ Smith from Norway in net for the Green Knights. He was playing hockey in Norway actually last year and decided he wanted to continue his education at St. Norbert College. To my left-hand side, the big man in white, Sam Zagat, who played really well last weekend against the Redbirds and kind of didn't really have, none of those goals were really his fault, except for he had kind of a sloppy turnover behind the net that resulted in a goal for the Redbirds. So he'll be looking to pick up another win today, and a shot from the point, and the Flyers score! I believe that was tipped out in front of the net by Josh David, or I think that was Pramack who was standing in front of the net, and Josh David maybe had the shot from the point. Either way, David led the team through the line. The Flyers opened the scoring with less than a minute into this hockey game, and they went and collected that puck. That must have been Josh David's first goal as a Lewis Flyer. And so, not even 60 seconds in, the Flyers are up by a goal. They had a pretty quick start to that first game on Friday last weekend, and as I said in the open, had one of the best periods of hockey, so they'll look to continue some of this momentum throughout the course of this hockey game. Puck is intercepted by Ernstine, who already has a couple points this year. Scotty Ernstine's into the zone on the backhand centering pass, found Fronte, and it gets kicked into the near side corner where it's picked up once again by the Magic Man. Sent around the net by Creature, and all the way out. Evaded the stick of Soman, and that will go all the way down for an icing call. 18-13 left to go in the first period. Flyers are up by a goal. Kean Omer moves in to take this draw. To the left wing side of A.J. Smith. Sat there momentarily. In comes Jake Wolninski to pick up that puck on the far side. Johnson throws one on goal. It was just wide. Rings all the way up to Steck, who has another drive, and it's blockered all the way out of the zone by A.J. Smith. Casults into the Flyers zone to get it. In behind Sam Zagat now. First offensive zone possession for the Green Knights. Yurkov has a centering attempt that was covered up by Zagat. Doesn't really count as a shot on goal. Sam Zagat, one of the guests that we've had on the Lewis Hockey Podcast thus far, has a pretty interesting pregame ritual. He was one of the first guys here today. I arrived about 2.5 hours ago, and now Sam Zagat was already here getting ready for this hockey game. Takes this very seriously. Here's speed. Josh David in over the Green Knight line, and an excellent back check there from Yurkov. The other way now, the Green Knights are into the zone. Fancy toe drag by Pomillo, and another defensive play there by Adrian Abram to put the kibosh on that scoring chance. Abram last week had a really, really good hockey game. Into the zone, Pamillo couldn't get past the stick of Adrian Abram, who controls it back behind his own net. Pickens slaps it up to Ernsting, who chips and chases around the defense. Ernsting brushes off a hit, centers it to Fronte, and it was just out of his reach, and it trickles into the near side corner. Fronte tries to battle through some contact with Nope. Flyers retain possession. Abram on the near side point. Cycles it down around the net to Fronte on the far side half wall, where he stops it and it has a centering pass, but it went under the skate of Roland Kalin. And up to the point where Abram has a drive and an excellent pad save there by A.J. Smith, who will gobble that one up and hold on. Flyers up by 1, 16:33 left to go in the first. Flyers in the driver's seat here early. Had a couple quality scoring chances on that shift alone. And I know they've got a point to prove after last week. Having a couple tough periods of Flyers hockey as that one's chopped up out of the play into the protective netting. We'll get a new one from the scorekeeper just in front of us and see a face-off to the right in the right circle to A.J. Smith's right wing side. Ulmer in to make this draw against Chaz Darl-Marcel, who was the player to watch for me for the Green Knights today. And the lone goal in that second game against NIU last Saturday. He'll look to get another one here early in this hockey game as he tries to chip it around. That was Caden Ulmer on the blue line, but Flyers get it. Here comes Goot in over the Green Knight line. He's still got it on his backhand. Centering pass, or a shot rather, went up high and wide to Ben Alagna on the point. Alagna's shouldered right off the puck by DeMarcel. And it sent right back in behind A.J. Smith. In his own zone, Wessel turns it over. Caden Ulmer's got it. Centering pass. Here's Pramac out in front. Snapshot is blocked by Will Malloy, who is down on 1 foot, ready for it. Malloy picks it up in the neutral zone. He's all by himself. Teammates make a line change. A quick shot goes in and out of the glove of Zagat. Flyers still can't get this puck out. It goes high into the air and bounces into the Flyers bench. 15:22 left to go in this first period. Flyers still up by 1. Face off in the right circle to Sams against right wing side. In to take it for the Green Knights, Sean Yurkov, who graduated from Stevenson High School and saw a lot of the inside of the penalty box. Had 48 penalty minutes, one of the most on that squad in 32 games played. So that'll be a point to watch for that player. Around the net, the puck goes. Dan Johnson on the far side. Green Knights blue attire on the point. Here come the Flyers in 3-on-2. Logan Stumpf, he shoots, and he was just wide of the net, man. He caught the left post, and it squeaks over the line because of the stick of Blake Nope. In his own zone, Will Malloy tries a stick handle, lost his handle on it. He's got Ethan Ropaz sniffing around on the Green Knight blue line. Malloy will dump that one in and come off for a line change. 14.5 minutes left to go in this first period. Flyers have controlled the pace of play, and that is whistled down for an icing call. Alex Fronte was right there on the goal line, goes palms up to the referee, who was right there to make the call. As a result, the faceoff will be all the way back in the Flyers zone, and they won't be able to have the line change. Just under 14.5 minutes left to go. Logan Stumpf is in to take the draw for the Lewis Flyers. And the Flyers will control it. Here comes Stumpf with speed in over the Green Knight line. Leaves it for Ropaz on the near side. He snaps one on goal, and it was just wide. It goes all the way up to the point where Mick Gilbert chips it out. Here now is Soman. He fans on a shot, and that allows Ben Alagna to take it right away. He left it up for Ricci. Ricci pokes it into the Green Knight and right to Roland Kalin. And now here's Chaz Darl-Marcel in over the Flyer line. The puck bounced on him, went right over his stick, and he's still able to slap it on goal. Didn't get a whole lot on that shot. It went into the far side corner, and Scotty Ernstein chipped it up over the glass and out of play. 13:46 now left to go. Flyers doing a pretty good job not giving the Green Knights too many scoring chances. Playing shutdown defense, really collapsing on every puck in their defensive zone. We've also seen some better decision-making from the Flyers thus far. I know it's only not even 7 minutes into this hockey game, but already we've seen some better decisions, and the Flyers were in offsides on that one. It looked like Logan Pickens got the jump. So we'll see a face-off just outside the Green Knight blue line, just outside the Green Knight bench. Taking a look at the Green Knight roster, one thing that was readily apparent to me while I was doing my research for this hockey game was they do have a short bench. So that was Josh David who got that first goal. I've been alerted by the scorekeeper. Here now is a turnover. Will Malloy, he's in all alone on a breakaway. Malloy's got it. He shoots, and a big save made by Sam Zagat. Malloy tried to split the wickets, and Sam Zagat shut the door. Best look of the game for the Green Knights. It's turned aside by the Flyers netminder. In the offensive zone, here's Wilninski. He gloves it down right to Sean Yurkov. And now the Knights will get things going. Nope, ran into a big shoulder from Caden Ulmer, who's throwing the body around already. In his own zone, Wilninski has Ulmer to his right wing side. He sashays his way over the green net line. Tries to bring it to the middle, and a stuff attempt was turned aside by Smith. Flyers still have the puck. Brain Ricci on the point, snaps one on goal. It goes right to the stick of Will Malloy, who is able to push it over the blue line momentarily. And it's immediately brought back in by the Lewis Flyers. Here now is Ulmer. Chips it into the Green Knight end. A.J. Smith got his stick back after he lost it, and it slid all the way into the near side corner. Back on the other side of the ice, Pramack gets the puck. He's in over the Knight line. He's got it on his forehand. He winds and fires, and it's blockered aside by A.J. Smith. Rebound right back to him. Here's in the middle. David has another drive, but it was blocked. Logan Stumpf is taken down. No call. Pramack's got it near side corner. Flyers will set it up. Pramack battles with Del Marcel in the near side half wall. Into support is Stumpf. To the middle is David. His snapshot is turned aside by the block of Luke Wessel. On the point, Tommy Soman has it taken away by Logan Stumpf. In his own end is Abram. Across the ice, tried to feed Josh David. The lone goal scorer for the Lewis Flyers so far. As David comes off for a line change. Here's Pickens. Gave it away on his own blue line to Pamillo. He winds and fires, and it goes right to the logo of Sam Zagat, who will hold on and slow things down. 10:58 left to go in the first. Flyers up by 1. Flyers off to a strong start early in this hockey game. Look to continue some of this momentum as we approach the halfway point in period number 1. Fronte on the near side. Could not cleanly handle it. Had Dylan Pamillo right on him. Mike Steck will kick it down behind his own net to Banalagna. He's pushed up against the glass by Sean Yurkov, and a wrestling match down behind the net, and it looks like the Green Knights will be getting a penalty. That was Sean Yurkov, will be sitting for a rough. He goes palms to the sky. And he will take his questions right into the penalty box, and the Flyers will see their first power play of this hockey game. 10:34 left to go in period 1. Yurkov to the box. 2 minutes roughing is the call. And this is something the Flyers have worked on in practice all week. Jim Swire, head coach of Flyers hockey, was unsatisfied with the amount of scoring opportunities generated on their power plays last week. We'll see how many they get on this first try this evening. Excellent clear from Luke Wessel will force the Flyers to regroup. And here comes Logan Stumpf. Over the Green Knight line on his forehand. Far side, Stumpf around the cage. Near side now. We'll leave it for Pramek. Down low, Abram. Back to Pramek on the half wall. Centers it to Ernsting. He's got it near side corner. Scotty Ernsting will turn to the point. Pramek with the drive. It's high and wide. Bounces all the way, and Stumpf could not keep it in. Flyers forced to clear. Here comes Steck. Had a power play goal last week. Mike Steck leaves it to the point. Abrams got it. Stumpf on the top of the key. Overload style power play. Stop shot from the top will be turned aside by A.J. Smith. Pramek's got it now. To Stumpf in the middle. Far side. Steck with a drive, and he whiffed it. Mike Steck definitely did not get all of that shot as he comes off for a line change. The Flyers to get their second unit out for the power play. 45 seconds left to go on the roughing call assessed to Sean Yurkov. Braden Ricci hits the late man Fronte with the push and back entry. The Flyers are into the zone. Fronte, toe drag. He lost a handle on it. It gets sent up to the point to Pickens. He's got it on the top of the blue line, trying to send it down low to, I believe that was Alagna. Or Fronte, rather. And the Flyers not having a very successful power play this go at it. Here now, centering pass, found Ricci, and what a save by A.J. Smith. Went from his right to left and saved the one-timer. Somehow, Braden Ricci couldn't find the space. What a drive for the Lewis Flyers just as that power play concluded. That's what Jim Squire was talking about when talking about creating scoring chances. Flyers will look to get another one before this period's over. Johnson on the point. Still has it. Down low. Here's Ulmer. Trying to feed Johnson in the far side corner, but couldn't. It will squeak over the line, sent back in by Wilninski. Gilbert to the near side, Muzinski. Rifles it into the near side corner all the way around the net where Dan Johnson's waiting for it. He decides he didn't like what he saw, so he reverses it near side. Wilninski's got it now. Couldn't cleanly handle it as Sean Yurkov was right on him. Sent back around the net by Malloy. Johnson gets it to Gute. Battle ensues on the far side half wall. 7:45 left to go in this first period. Away comes Sean Yurkov, whose shot was chipped into the far side corner. Flyers can't get it out. Near side, Gilbert was right on Abram, who shuffled it around the net to the far side, right to Caden Ulmer. He's shouldered off the puck by Malloy. The Flyers, though, are able to control. Here's Brian Gute. Tried the stretch pass as A.J. Smith came out to play that puck. In the offensive zone, Brian Gute battles away with Luke Wessel. Flyers come away with it on the point. Here's Steck near side. Snaps one on goal, and it was tipped out in front by Ethan Ropaz, but it was tipped just wide. Another quality look for the Lewis Flyers. Mike Steck with the dangerous no-look pass just in front of the net. Luckily did not turn that puck over. Here comes Josh David in with speed. He snaps one on goal, and the door was shut by A.J. Smith. Another quality scoring chance for one of the two Canadians on this Lewis Flyers hockey team. Josh David, lone goal for the Flyers this evening. We'll look to get another one with 6:45 left to go in this first period. Flyers win the face-off. Stumpf's got it. Turns at the top of the key, scores! Logan Stump found himself all alone at the top of the circles in the middle of the ice. He turned around, and that's not someone you want to give time and space. He snapped it right by A.J. Smith to take the Flyers to a 2-goal lead with 6:40 left to go in period 1. Two goals for the line of Logan Stump, Josh David, and Caleb Pramack. Doing what they need to do is putting that puck in the back of the net as the puck goes off the stanchion all the way into the Green Knight zone where Blake was back to get it. Ernsting, though, forced a turnover in that center ice circle. In his own zone, Steck. Flyers finish up their line change. Get the lines back in order after that power play. In the middle of the ice, here's Malloy. He's in over the Flyer line. He shoots, and that one went off the stick of Braden Ricci into the far side corner and is scooped out by Logan Pickens. Fronte couldn't control, slapped all the way back in by Dylan Pamillo, graduate of Oswego High School. Dylan Pamillo actually, a couple years ago, almost 7-8 years ago, was playing hockey, youth hockey for the Romeoville Huskies, right in this very rink. So this is a little bit of a homecoming for the freshman in Dylan Pamillo. Back in his own zone, Dan Johnson has the puck. 5:22 left to go in period 1. Rifles a pass across to Ernsting, who couldn't get past the skate of his teammate Logan Pickens. Touch pass finds Chaz Del Marcel, who will snap one on goal from the neutral zone. Controlled now by Johnson, who rings it around his own net. Pickens on the hash marks will send it straight across the middle of the ice and turn it over in his defensive zone. Not sure what Pickens was thinking with that pass. On the point, Callan will have a drive that went off, I believe, Wilninski's shin pad into the far side corner. Casalt sent it down low. And that was Logan Stump who had that second goal. It's been confirmed to me. Ulmer forced a turnover just in front of the Green Knight bench. Sent it across to the Flyers captain, Goot, who will have a rifling a shot. That was just wide. Ricci slaps one on goal, tipped out in front by Pramack, and that forced A.J. Smith to kick the right pad out and make a grade A stop. Another quality scoring chance for the Lewis Flyers, which have been plentiful for them this first period. Slapped on goal by Caden Ulmer, who will come off for a line change. Here now is Pamillo into the Flyers zone. Couldn't get it by Braden Ricci. Sent it across to Stump, who scoops it out. Adrian Abram with speed over the Green Knight line. Tried to center it to Pramack, who got a stick on it. And that forced A.J. Smith to kind of brush that one aside. Snapped on goal from the point right into the catching glove of Smith this time, who will hold on. Tree left to go in this first period. Flyers up by 2 goals. Another, in my opinion, grade A start for the Lewis Flyers this hockey game. See if they can get one more here before the end of this first period. Puck is rifled down the ice, and winning the race is Dylan Pamillo, negating that icing call. He's got it in the Flyers zone. Had Logan Stump right on him. 2 goals for this line already. Josh David has one of them. He's into the Knights' end. Centering pass to Stump, who could not find it. Steck now with the drive, tipped multiple times out in front, but somehow Smith found it through traffic and will gobble up that shot attempt for another whistle. That line for the Lewis Flyers of Pramack, Stump, and David producing goals just as they're supposed to do. Point shot from Steck was deflected out in front. Johnson across the ice. Steck with another drive, went in and out of the glove of Smith, And Ernsting found the rebound, centering pass to Fronte, who has a drive. And Smith is forced to jump on top of that one, as Fronte was right in his kitchen, ready to clean up the loose change. 2:45 left to go in period one. Flyers still up by 2. Face off to the right wing side of A.J. Smith. Ernsting out there to take it. He comes away with that puck after the face-off, which Ernsting does so well. Somehow, that's why we call him the Magic Man. He does things that defy explanation. His centering pass sets by the side of the net, and I think A.J. Smith covered that one up with the blocker for another defensive zone face-off. 2.5 left to go in this first period. Another face-off to the right wing side of Smith. Sean Yurkov out there to tank it for the Green Knights. Snapshot from Johnson on the point will bounce by the net. And it's flipped on out right to Johnson, who's standing on the red line. Steck near side. Touch pass from Goot. Evaded the stick of Dan Johnson and bounces into the far side corner, St. Norbert end. Found by Yurkov and tried to be sent up the boards, but they turn it over. Johnson on the point to Ulmer. He shoots, and it hit traffic out in front and hit the glass behind A.J. Smith. In his own zone was Callan. Could not clear. Johnson, his pass went off the shin pad of Will Malloy, and right back in are the Flyers. Ulmer kept it in. Stick handles around one, lost a handle on it, ran into a big shoulder there from Roland Callan. One of the many freshmen on this St. Norbert team. They have plenty of them. It's a very young hockey team, which means that they'll have plenty of years of quality hockey. Into the zone is Yurkov. He will fire, and it's right to the breadbasket of Sam Zagat, and he holds on. Sean Yurkov had that roughing penalty earlier. A little bit before that, I was talking about a graduate of Stevenson High School and had 48 penalty minutes in just a couple of games played. Here's Stumpf into the zone. Stumpf will bring it to his backhand and have a shot, and he's taken out. Flyers still have it. Centering pass by David, could not find Pramack. Ran into a smattering of sticks. Stumpf comes away with it. Far side point. Here's Ricci, snaps one on goal. It's deflected by David. Glove down behind the net. David Tuolagna on the point. Puck hopped right over his blade, and that will force the Flyers out of the zone. 39 seconds left to go in the first frame. Near side, here's Noah Kitcher. Nope. Sends it across, goes off the skate of Mick Gilbert. And a long-range drive goes right into the catching glove of Sam Zagat, who will hold on. 21 seconds left to go in the first. Great day for hockey here at Canlan. I believe the D3 game is over. We'll have to find out what the scoring update and provide that to you, but they were up by a score of 7-1 against Loyola Academy over there on Rink 1 here at this beautiful three-sheet facility in Romeoville. 10 seconds left to go. Lofted out of the zone by Fronte. With speed is Pickens into the zone. He's got 5 seconds left to go, and he's pushed off the puck by Luke Wessel. And that will do it for the first frame. Flyers had a really, really good first period, much like they did last Friday against the ISU Redbirds. But the more important part of this hockey game will come in the next 40 minutes. That's where they kind of fell apart in that first hockey game last Friday. So we'll see if they're able to continue this momentum for the rest of the game. We've got plenty more hockey right here in Romeoville. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
I like to have everything perfect, even though it's hard to make it that way. So I'm going to be messing with these cameras like crazy the next hour. It's about 3.5 hours to get lower thirds for our guests and anchors, B-roll. But if you notice here too, we have kind of two different sets we're working with today. This is our normal anchor desk over there. And then we'll have Allie, one of our anchors, interview our guest Angie today. There you are. You have your mic?
Yes, I am mic'd.
All right. You are mic'd or you have it? Oh, perfect.
Exams. They might have.
See that right there? That is perfect. Fantastic levels right there.
Testing center.
We got 2 minutes, so we're just gonna go back up to the top of the script. Are there mics down? 15 seconds. Play it. Ready on both their mics, 2 and 3. Take them.
Good evening. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Focuses on recycling and redistributing chemicals in our black.
It's always important to know too how long each clip is. So it's like 45.
Worse against people who weren't under the law to enforcement. The investigation is ongoing. Up
Both
next,
mics.
we will have your local news. We'll be right back.
Play it. Is it playing?
Should be.
All right, mics down.
Mics are down.
All right.
I think.
Oh, the first one, we're only gonna have a minute. The first one didn't play, so I'll tell them. Ready on Allie's mic. And take it.
The mayor floor leader of Chicago.
Go ahead, Bridget. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you caught me.
Following a disturbance that ensued.
Both
Up
mics.
next, we will have your Lewis Spotlight. Then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
Play it. Mics down. Yeah, just where you were before. Make sure both of you guys are framed up right. Yeah, you're right there. You can just stay.
I am Citlali Romo. And I'm Allison Lakewitz. Have a great night.
Play it. Mics down. All right. You guys are clear. I thought it went pretty well. I know we had a lot of issues beforehand, and it was kind of chaotic. I mean, overall, I thought it went fine. The anchors did a good job. I did an all right job. But it looked good, though. So hopefully, everyone go check it out on the YouTube channel. Got to shout it out.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to like experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
From Oak Point, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a commuter student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am Sidney Butler, also known as King Kwan, and I am proud to be a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an international student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from St. Augustine, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an aviation maintenance major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a first-year student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am a general construction pre-apprentice, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an undergraduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a transfer student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a fully online student. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from Homer Glen, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am an international graduate student from China. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a women's basketball player, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
My name is William Jones. I'm glad to be a Flyer for Lewis University.
I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a graduate student at Oak Brook campus, and we are Flyers.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a track and field athlete, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am from Brazil, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a biology and chemistry major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
My name is Grace Duflon. I am a double major in public relations and advertising, as well as organizational communication, and I am from Delafield, Wisconsin. I was searching for a major for almost 2 years, and I'm very glad that I chose public relations because I do really enjoy talking with others, being creative, writing, designing, and all of those elements are incorporated in the major. My Lewis experience has been very hands-on. There was one class in particular, our public relations writing class, where we got to work with SEO Community Development Services, and they work to revitalize neighborhoods and work with underserved communities. And this was a full semester project where we were able to create lots of public relations and advertising materials, and we also got to work on our client services skills because we met with the owner on a weekly basis. This project gave us great real-life experience and also helped me realize that I do love the client services aspect of public relations, and I would love to do that in my career someday.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I'm Allison Lankwitz, and my majors are psychology and radio, television broadcasting. My junior year, I realized that I had enough credits to pursue a minor, and it was recommended that I do radio, television broadcasting just because I had discussed what I like to do with my counselor. I realized really quickly that it was something that I wanted to do full time. I got to take advantage of having my own radio show here through WLRA, and I realized I loved talking with people. I loved communicating with people, not just studying them like in psych, but actually having conversations and being on air. And that's when I realized you can take whatever you're passionate about in your life and turn it into your living. My Lewis experience has been very impactful. I think I've grown to become more confident, and I think I've realized the ways that I was created by God, and now I'm able to change the world.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all
of warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
All right, welcome back to the Lewis University Television Network for period number 2 of Flyers hockey. After one, the Lewis Flyers took a 2-goal lead into the dressing room. Goals courtesy of Josh David and Logan Stump. Flyers look to continue this momentum into period number 2. Last week, we talked about it numerous times already. The Lewis Flyers were off to a really strong start and kind of fell off the wagon in periods number 2 and 3. So they'll look to continue this momentum as we get set, go here in period 2. Chipped into the zone by Pamillo. In behind the net, Pamillo on the forecheck has the puck. Centering pass and a couple Flyer sticks prevented a scoring opportunity there. Ernsting, who I saw towards the end of that first period, had totally lost the edge on one of his skates. I saw him in the pro shop getting some of his steel worked on, and said he told me he lost kind of that whole outside edge, so it's good to see that he got both of those skates fixed, and we're back ready to go. Pamillo gloved it down in the offensive zone. It's sticked up to the Magic Man himself, Ernsting. He goes up the right wing side and fights through some contact from Krischer. Ernsting threw one and hit the side of the net, and the rebound went to the Green Knights. Pamillo up the far side, gave it up to Tommy Salmon, who took a huge body check from Ben Alagna. And now here comes the Green Knights. Centering shot from about the center of the ice is turned aside by Zagat. In the near side corner, Good has it on the half wall. Caden Ulmer with speed in over the red line, sticks it up to Wilninski, fighting through some contact from Noah Krischer. Walensky's got it near side. Gave it away to Casalt. And he will dance through his own zone. He's in over the flyer line. Casalt will throw one, hit Brayton Ricci, and it went behind the net. And Casalt ran into a big shoulder there from Alagna. Walensky scoops it into the offensive zone and will come off for a line change. Great shift there for Walensky, Goot, and Ulmer. In his own zone, Mike Steck sends it around the net to Ben Alagna. Up to Stumpf, across to Pramack. He's got Josh David in. Pramack has got it. Wines, fires, and a save made by Smith. And it deflects up into the protective netting, causing a stoppage of play. I was talking to the father of one of the Lewis Flyers, Alex Fronte, and he was alerting me of a couple birthdays going on today. I believe he said Ben Alagna's birthday as well as his mother's, so want to wish them a happy birthday. Also, Alex's grandmother, who's watching back in California, wanted to give you a little shout out. Thanks for supporting Flyers hockey, and a very happy birthday to you. As Josh David turns over the puck to Yurkov, he's centering pass, evaded the stick of Pamillo, and it's sent around the net by Stack. Glove down by Stack to the middle of the slot area. It's saucered across. Here's Pramack. He's in over the Green Knight line, trying to hold it up, but had it poked off his stick by Luke Wessel. And it's rung around to Steck on the near side. Down low, far side corner is David. Pinned up against the glass by Luke Wessel. Continued to Pramack on the point. He winds and shoots, and it's turned aside by Smith, who fought that one off through traffic. Pramack has a couple Knights players on him in the far side corner. Eventually it's skated out by Sean Yurkov. With speed now, he's in over the flyer line. Yurkov with a drive, and it's right into the glove of Sam Zagat, who will hold on. 16:46 left to go in period two. I started to talk about some of the birthdays that were going on. And once again, just wanted to say happy birthday to Ben Alagna and his mom and Alex Fronte's grandmother. Great day for hockey. Great day for a birthday when the Flyers are playing. Here's the birthday boy, Ben Alagna, back in his own zone. Leaves it for Johnson, who tried to hot pass up to Ulmer, who was standing on the red line, and it hopped right over his stick, and we'll go all the way down for an icing call. Flyers not having as much jump in their step this second period. Been playing a lot of hockey in the Flyers zone. Though defensively, the Flyers have done a good job to limit those offensive opportunities. There haven't been a lot of high-quality ones that we've seen for the Green Knights, and Sam Zagat's had to make a couple saves, but overall, he's had a good look at it. Flyers have some good defensive coverage. A fancy touch pass from Ropaz sends Ulmer in over the Norbert line. His shot goes off the post, I think, and up out of play. Got some major elevation on that backhand drive from Caden Ulmer, and might have actually gone off the head of A.J. Smith, who's got his bucket off. Face off to Smith's right wing side now. One back in the corner where Muzinski sends it all the way around and out. Ernsting touches it in. Right back to Patrick Muzinski. Pass up to Gilbert. Now Casalt. Couldn't find it. And now it's skated into the zone by Chase Casalt. Couldn't get anything going with that drive. Was the former Northwest Charger, as the Lewis Flyers rifle that one in off the blocker of Smith, over the protective netting and out of play. Now with the D3 game done on rink number 1, they actually won that game by a final score of 10-1. That was their first win of the hockey game, or the hockey season, so wanted to extend congratulations to the D3 team and head coach Dave Dingle, who we got to have a conversation with on the Lewis Hockey Podcast at the end of last season before he actually took over for the D3 team. Former Lincoln Way coach. That was where I got to know him as a longtime referee. He refereed plenty of his hockey games. Same with Jim Swoyer, actually. He came from Hinsdale. He's coaching high school hockey out there, and that's where I got to know him. Here now through the neutral zone is Scotty Ernsting, who tried to stick handle around Chaz Del Marcel, but was unable to. A shot from outside the zone from Steck was soaked up by Smith, who decides to play it after the Flyers are making a line change. It's brought out, and it was not quite kept out by Chaz Del Marcel, so that will result in an offsides call. 14:32 left to go in period number 1. Face-off won by the Green Knights. Wessel evaded a stick. Here's Logan Stumpf in all alone, trying to go upstairs. Blocker save, and the rebound is put home by Caleb Pramack. Flyers are up by 3. Hold on. The goal has been waved off by the referee, who is in the far side corner. He's saying it was a high stick. I think we need to go to video review of that one. That line, Logan Stumpf, Josh David, and Caleb Pramack have now put the puck in the back of the net 3 times, but that most recent one ruled to be a high stick. No goal on that most recent play. Still 2-0 is the score. Stumpf actually made his way in all alone behind Norbert defense, and that was what created that whole opportunity. Now going back the other way is Sean Yurkov. An excellent back check there from Caleb Pramack. Shut that down quickly. And now coming away with the puck is Josh David. It hopped just away from him. They were going in 3-on-1, the Flyers were. Again, this line for the Flyers hungry to put the puck in the back of the net. Will Malloy had the puck. It's chipped to the front of the net. Rebound right out in front. Hopped away from Sean Yurkov, who had a wide open net. Sam Zagat was down swimming. A shot from Omer is high and wide of the net. Rebound of the Flyers. Here's a Lochner from the point. Punched into the near side corner that time by A.J. Smith. And crunched off the puck by Caden Omer was Blake Nope, as he shovels that one all the way down the ice. 13-16 left to go in this second period. Wolninski had it taken away. Another big body check from Caden Omer there. And the Flyers will slow it down now. Ropaz turn it over in his own end. Casalt's got it. Sends it down low to Chaz Marcel. Centering pass and a shot is turned aside by Zagat and sent all the way out by Caden Omer. That entry attempt from the Green Knights went right off the stick and up into the protected netting in front of the St. Norbert fans section here at Camlin. And now with 12:44, we'll see a face-off just outside the Flyers' blue line. Josh David, Logan Stumpf, and Caleb Pramack back on the ice after having that goal called back. Ricci snaps one up to Pramack. And now Josh David's in. Backhands it down low behind the net Luke Wessel there to retrieve. Tried to send Casalt up. It was kept in by Alagna. Rebound found in the near side corner by Pramac. It's chopped up by Del Marcel, and he's closed off the puck by a big body check from Stump. Going back the other way is Davids. Stick handles the middle. Josh Davids still has it, left it in front, and a big pad save by A.J. Smith. The referee lost sight of it and blew the whistle. Another quality scoring chance for that Lewis Flyers line. Still hungry to get another one is Josh David, Logan Stump, and Caleb Pramac. Josh David showing his stick handling ability, able to weasel his way into the slot area all by himself. And that shot is blocked by Stack with speed. Going back the other way is Dylan Pomillo. He's in behind everybody. Pomillo's got it, and a big save by Sam Zagat. He didn't even know he stopped it. A delayed reaction from the Flyers bench. They weren't sure what happened. I knew he saved that one. .56 left to go in the second period. Puck is shoveled all the way up to Pickens. He's engaged in a race, and out to play the puck was A.J. Smith. And he cleared it out. Pickens was in sniffing around. He would have been in behind everybody. In his own zone, Pickens. Back to Dan Johnson. Pass was just out of the reach of Alex Fronte. And Nope was back to touch up for that icing call. 11.5 minutes left to go in this second period. Ernsting moves in to take the face-off to the left wing side of Sam Zagat. De Marcel won it. Back to Wessel. Center around the net. Far side, Gilbert's got it. To the point is Critcher. He skates it down low, ran into a big shoulder from Stack, who scoops it around his own net to the near side, and some major contact there between Casalt and I think that's Fronte. And Fronte is down. Chase Casalt got his hands up and has some major contact before contact with the puck was made. That is not Alex Fronte, because Fronte is standing up there. Not too sure who that is. As the trainer for the Lewis Flyers, Karen, gets onto the ice. Had an injury in a similar spot last week, as they ended up having to call the ambulance for one of the members of the Illinois State University Redbirds. Right down in that near side right wing corner. There was an awkward hit, and it was Maxwell Montalvo last week who had to be stretchered off, but I did find out later in the week that he did go home that day from the hospital and is doing all right now. He is concussed, but seems to be doing all right here, as Karen, the trainer, is working on. That's Dan Johnson who's laboring. Looks like an arm issue. Again, that was Chase Casalt, who had some early contact there with Johnson and really looked like an interference penalty to me, but maybe not in the opinion of the referee. Either way, I think we're going to see a face-off in the Flyers end of the ice, and possibility of a collarbone issue. As Dan Johnson is being looked at down just outside the locker room by some of the parents and Karen, the trainer. Either way, if we get any updates here upstairs, I will be sure to let you know. Just under 11 minutes left to go in this second period. Flyers are up by 2. Here's Fronte into the zone. Throws one, Catawampus to the near side, down low to Ernsting, who has a drive. Another shot by Fronte is high and wide of the net. A couple quality scoring chances here for the Lewis Flyers. Ricci on the point. To the middle is Adrian Abram. He's threw one on goal, and it went right to the stick of Will Malloy and out. Here's Ernsting. In over the Norbert line. Ernsting still got it. He's dragged down to the ice, and the Flyers will be seeing another power play. Sam Zagat making his way off the ice. Here's Abram on the point. To Ricci near side. Snaps one on goal. It went up off the stick of Mick Gilbert and out of play. The Flyers will be seeing another 2-minute power play, as that was Noah Critcher who will sit for 2. Hooking is the call. Flyers set up in the first opportunity that they had way back in the first period. Were not successful, but ended up scoring just a couple minutes after the completion of that penalty. We'll see if they have as much success here as Josh David moves in to take the face-off against Sean Yurkov. Won by Josh David. Snapshot from Pickens is a big right pad save by A.J. Smith, who was down in the butterfly ready for it. Fronte with a sharp angle shot went up off the top of the cage and got his own rebound. A whistle from the referee, who noticed that the net was off its moorings, so we'll see another face-off, St. Norbert end. 16 seconds gone on the Flyers' second power play. Face off to the right wing side, this time of Smith. David moves in to take it again. Wins it clean. Back to Pickens, who's got it on the point. Pickens near side of Logna. Walks in and tried a centering pass that went right over the stick of Fronte. Pickens now on the point. Alagna near side moves into the face-off dot, and a drive is saved by Smith. Once again down in the butterfly to make that stop. 9:44 left in period 2. As the Flyers get the second unit out on this power play. One back to Stump. He will hesitate and move it down the wall. Stump still got it. To Steck, centering pass was deflected by Abram and went up off the side of the cage. Here's Stump to Ernsting. He will fire, and it's wide of the net. Rebound found by Stump. Steck had it taken away by Nope, who rings it all the way around to Pramek, far side point. Caleb Pramek left it for Ernsting on the point, and Stump moves into support. And now Stump's got it. Shuffles it down to Abram, and the Flyers couldn't quite keep that one in, and they'll have to regroup. 51 seconds left to go. Here's Steck with the stick lift, has the puck. Steck's got it. Trying to drop pass to Ernsting and had it slapped away by Will Malloy. Ernsting's got it. Bottom of the circle to Steck on the point. Back to Ernsting on the dot. He moves it in. Ernsting with a drive and goes right into the logo of A.J. Smith, who will hold on. 8:43 left to go in this second period. 30 more seconds of power play time for the Lewis Flyers off Noah Critcher's hooking call. Face off once again to the left wing side of the Norbert goal. Going back the other way is Pamillo. He's in all alone. Pamillo's got it. He shoots, and it goes right through the wickets of Sam Zagat and slashes the Flyers' lead in half. Dylan Pamillo, graduate of Oswego High School, former member of the Chicago Mission a couple years ago. Before that, the Chicago Fury, I talked about in the first period. Before that, all the way back in the 2018-2019 season, he was playing hockey here for the Romeoville Huskies. So maybe he's just a little bit more familiar with the ice surface here at Ganlin. Either way, he's got St. Norbert on the board. Ricci's shot went in and out of the glove of Smith. To Alagna on the point, snaps one on goal and is kicked out with a right pad save by Smith. Down behind the net, it's poked around by Wessel. Orlinski takes it away. Ricci with a one-timer is sent wide. Alagna kept it in. A second time will snap it on goal where Smith comes out to play it. Ricci sends it in behind the net and comes off for a line change. Brian Goot. Centering pass to Fronte, went right through his skates, and Smith reaches out with the blocker, and he will cover up. 7.5 left to go in period 2. It's all of Lewis Flyers at the moment. As we'll see another face-off to the right wing side of A.J. Smith. Ernsting will take it against Chaz Del Marcel. Won by St. Norbert, and that's a rarity for the Magic Man to lose a face-off. Has the best face-off percentage on this Lewis Flyers hockey team. So we'll look to see him on some of these important face-offs as Fronte gets in over the Green Knight line with speed and had a couple Green Knight on him. And a big hit by Mike Steck on Chase Casalt. And he is laboring after that one. And Mike Steck throwing another body check. Back come the Lewis Flyers in 3-on-2. Fronte to the far side. Ernsting's got it, centering pass to Pickens, and he finds it. Logan Pickens. Beautiful play by the Lewis Flyers in the offensive zone. We're going in 3-on-2. Fronte found Ernsting on the far side, who centered it right back to Logan Pickens, who had a wide open net to look at. Flyers are up by 2 with just under 7 minutes left to go in period 2. With speed moving into the zone is Logan Stumpf. He's got on his backhand, tried to bring it to the forehand, and absolutely ran over A.J. Smith. He was forced around the net by Luke Wessel. Dan Wood on the St. Norbert bench is fired up after some contact with his netminder. Head coach Dan Wood for St. Norbert started off his ACHA career with the DePaul Blue Demons. He coached 3 seasons with them before coming to coach with the Green Knights, and really had some success there. 65-27-1 is his final record, and as he goes palms up on the bench, I'm not sure if he wanted a penalty there, but Logan Stumpf didn't really have a skating lane. The Green Knight defender was right kind of in his back pocket and didn't give him a lane to the front of that and basically pushed him into the netminder. So not sure what he wanted there. As Omer's in and fires, and his shot goes up off the glass. Brian Goot with a drive is sent in. A centering attempt almost found the stick of Jake Wolninski. Flyers still have it in the offensive zone. Here now is Sean Yurkov. He's in over the Green Knight line, tried a centering pass, and it went right through the stick of Dylan Pomillo. In is Yurkov. He's got it from the top of the circle. His shot was deflected out in front, just wide. Knights still have it. In the near side, it's worked back down low by Nope. His centering pass only found Goot, who's able to chip it around Sean Yurkov. And some contact there between Goot and Wessel. Wessel got his sticks up into the head area of Brian Goot. And now a whistle stopping play, I believe for an icing call, but E.J. Smith came out to play it, so we should have a face-off at center ice. After some discussion here, I think the referee is hearing it from the Flyers bench after that contact up high with Flyers captain Brian Goot. We'll look for penalties to become a factor here as Ernsting has some fancy footwork and will get the puck into the Green Norbert's end. As shot was blockered down by Smith. And the rebound controlled once again by the Flyers. Fronte, he shoots and it's blocked out in front by Noah Kircher. Controlled still by the Flyers. Ernsting, near side corner. Battles through some contact with Nope. And it squeaked over the blue line, so back in the neutral zone to get it is Logan Pickens. Deflected in by Josh David. 4:45 left to go in period 2. Much better second period for the Lewis Flyers last year. The second period was something they really struggled with. Was playing well in that second period. They kind of fell off or forgot that they were playing in that second 20 minutes of hockey as Pramack is into the zone. He'll beat out that icing call. Or he won't. The icing was waved off by the referee, who then changed his mind and is now getting an earful from Jim Swire on the Lewis bench. 4:14 left to go in period 2. Sent around the net and caught by Stump. Pramack touches that one into the St. Norbert end. In behind the net is Muzinski. Turns it over. A wraparound attempt by Pramack was turned aside by Smith. Green Knights can't get it out. Shot is tipped by Pramack into the near side corner. And a whistle stopping play. I think that net came off its moorings there. Either way, we'll see a face-off in the St. Norbert end. 3:43 left to go in the second period. Flyers up 3-1. And again, Jim Swire is fired up on the bench. Hence, St. Norbert caused that stoppage of play in their defensive zone. The goalie pushed the net off. They should not have been allowed to change. I believe that's what the Flyers head coach is complaining about. Doesn't make much of a difference, though, because we're already playing again. In the offensive zone, the Flyers force a turnover. Here's Ulmer on the backhand. Will have a drive, and it's kicked aside by Smith. Ulmer found his own rebound. Battles away in the near side corner with Callan. Callan sends it around his own net to Ricci on the far side, who battles through some contact. Ricci still got it. Centering pass to Walensky, and he scores! Great play there by Braden Ricci in the offensive zone, battling through contact behind the net. Take a hit, make a play, send it out to Jake Wilninski, who was wide open in the slot. And he's able to put it home to take the Flyers up by 3 with just under 3 minutes left to go in this second period. In that stoppage, head coach of Flyers hockey, Jim Swire, was given an earful to the referee. One has to think about that line change fiasco that happened just a couple seconds ago. Pass to Fronte is in his skates, kick back to Abram. He brings it now in over the St. Norbert line. Abram's got it down behind the net on his backhand. He's pushed into the corner there by Blake Nope. And into support was Sean Yurkov, who took the puck away. Pickens on the point. Leaves it for Ernsting, who slaps it into the far side corner right to Fronte. Down low to Pickens. Flyers cycling it in the offensive zone. Here's Abram. Puck hops right over his stick, and he's forced to just backhand that one down behind the net. Wessel went behind the net, found Steck on the point. Ernsting has got it down below the goal line. Scotty Ernsting will turn in front of the net. He shoots. A rebound is in the goal. Alex Fronte finds the back of the net. Not sure what happened to the Green Knights. Scotty Ernsting, kind of everyone stopped skating. Ernsting found the puck behind the net and was able to skate it to the bottom of the circle near side and get a shot off, and right in the slot, right in perfect position to pick up that loose change was Alex Fronte. And now for the first time in this hockey game, the Flyers are up by 4. Stump in over the St. Norbert line. Has his shot blocked. He picks it up behind the net. And recovering was Patrick Muzinski, who will get the breakout going. Muzinski rifles it into the Lewis end, near side. In to take it away was Ricci. To the point, here's Callan. His drive is patted aside by Zagat with a big butterfly stop. Ricci battles away with Kircher. Has a couple Flyers players in to support. Pramack is there. And now Stump will skate it out. Pramack with speed. The Flyers are in 3-on-1 to the middle, and Josh David. Puck went right through his skates. Rebound found by Stump, who had a centering pass and went right past the stick of Pramack. Here's Stump. He's got Pramack in front. Stump to the middle, and a shot was just wide of the net. A.J. Smith went for a swim. 30 seconds left to go in period 2. Dylan Pamillo, lone goal scorer for the Green Knights, was in. And this pass is right up to Pramack. He's got Ropaz in the middle. Pramack and is taken down and goes crashing into A.J. Smith. I don't think there'll be a call, but another quality scoring chance for the Lewis Flyers. Pramack was dragged into the net and will come off for a line change here as the bench is noticeably shorter after losing Dan Johnson earlier this period for the Lewis Flyers. See if that starts to become a factor as we approach the end here of period 2. Less than 10 left to go. Ropaz forced the turnover. Ulmer's got it. 5 seconds. Ropaz with a sharp angle shot. Rebound bounced around in front. And it's cleared all the way down. And the horn will sound. Another quality period of hockey for the Lewis Flyers as they will take a 4-goal lead into the dressing room. Played really well, probably the best second period that we've seen from them in a while. Much better than both the second periods we saw last week. And again, that was one of the keys to the game, was to play 60 minutes of hockey. They've been playing for 40 minutes already. They've done a good job, kept the momentum high, had scoring chances, even on the power play. Maybe not as many as I would like to see, or head coach Jim Sawyer would like to see, but have been generating them nonetheless. We've still got 20 minutes of hockey left here at Callan. We'll see that in about 13 minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
As far as that first period, yes, it was a very good, solid first period. The way our defensemen were playing aggressively in the offensive zone, and the way we were trapping, we were making pretty decent decisions without the puck. I think we were covering the weak side a lot better through the neutral zone, which prevented the other team to be able to go into our zone with control. We outshot them. I believe it was 26-6 or somewhere around those lines. But most of that was just simply because we kept the puck in the offensive zone really well. There were still a lot of things from that first period that we needed to work on. So I would expect that, I appreciate your saying that was, quote unquote, the best. But I think we have more to come. I think that there's better hockey to come than that. And we also have to maintain and be a little bit more consistent with it as well, because historically last year, I think that they got in this rhythm of not playing as well in the second period. And I feel like some of that came through. So that's something that we've been addressing again in the locker room, and trying to get these guys to make sure that they're aware that, each game has 3 periods. And we have to play like we did in the first period. We have to amp it up and play better in the second and third period than we did in the first period.
Yeah, and by no means am I saying that was perfect hockey in the first period, right? It was
perfect doesn't exist,
right? You're right. Perfect does not exist, but it was well timed all around, I guess. Playing in the offensive zone obviously helps a lot.
Right.
You added some new defensemen who were contributing. Mike Steck, for example, I thought had a really good game on Friday, and really on Saturday too. But I think Friday was when he had a goal on the power play, and that was one thing that I really noticed with him specifically, was the work on the power play. And I know that's something that you guys have been working on in practice. Mm-hmm. How did you think your special teams did on Friday? Obviously, you had a lot more opportunity on Saturday on the kill,
right,
which we can get into a little bit. But you had a decent amount of opportunities on the power play on Friday. How do you think your guys did there?
I think that breaking out and going through the neutral zone was good and solid. Overall, I would say that the power play did okay. Not great. There was a little bit too much skating with the puck as opposed to moving the puck. There was a lot of, we got the power play goal, which was nice. But I feel like there were a lot more opportunities to develop better scoring chances, and I don't think that we were generating the number of scoring chances that we should. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, and it's fair. You can say that was a nice goal by Steck. Of course, I mean, anytime you score, that's a good
that's
thing.
A nice goal, yeah.
That's a good thing. But I'm looking at it a lot further than that. Mm-hmm. It's good to score the goals, but that doesn't necessarily, from a coaching perspective, that doesn't get me excited about what we're doing.
Right.
We need to do a better job in generating more scoring chances in each of our power play, and that's something that we sat down as a power play unit this week. We've addressed a lot of these things that we saw through the weekend and going through video. We've made some adjustments and tweaks to the game. And I think that will come through, in the next couple of weeks. You're not going to just say, okay, well then next weekend, oh boy, would it be great if we were to see, 4 or 5 power play goals. Well, that's not necessarily the thing. I guess philosophically, I don't care to hang my hat on the production that you actually produce out of a power play.
Right.
Just because a goalie can make a great save. You made a great play. You did everything you were supposed to do leading up to the shot. You made a great shot, and maybe it hits the post. Maybe the goalie makes a great save. Maybe a defenseman is able to somehow get an elbow on it, and so some of those things are out of your control.
Right.
So what we do is we focus on what is in our control, and if we look at the way that we are producing scoring chances as our mark, then we're doing a good job. A really good power play does not have to score a goal. A really good power play will generate momentum for the next several minutes after. If you're able to maintain the puck in the offensive zone, you're moving the goalie post to post, you're generating scoring chances, you're wearing the other team down, you're getting down to the goalie, and that momentum will build. And that momentum will carry for several minutes after the power play. So even if you watch and you see how many scoring chances you get, there are a lot of times what will happen is you end up scoring maybe 2, 3, 5 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that momentum that carried that, and that power play played a significant role.
Much like Brian Goot did on Friday. It was, I want to say it was less than 2 minutes after one of your power plays is when he got his goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was a direct result of having, a million scoring chances on that power play, but you played a lot in the offensive zone. And, like you said, whether you're tiring the goalie out or you're just having presence in the offensive zone and getting some shots on goal is paramount,
mm-hmm.
right? And that's how you score goals, right?
Yeah.
Is you got to shoot the puck.
And sometimes just for the power play, the other team just starts to panic a little bit, and they're just sitting on edge, and they're sitting there, they're on the bench, and they're watching their team just getting peppered. And then they get out on the ice, and they're feeling like it still goes. So that's what drives, that momentum can drive it. It is all subjective opinions, right?
Right.
Did Brian's goal end up because of that's
yeah.
You can connect those dots, or you can also splice it and say, no, that was a great play and this is what happened, and that's also true.
Yeah, that's what is it? Correlation does not always lead to causation, right, or something, where it's like right. The number of popsicles sold in India is related to, I don't know, but
exactly.
So, but that was on Friday. Overall, I thought you guys played really well. You had a little bit of the second period blues, shall we call it?
Yep.
How do you feel like you guys bounce? How do you feel about the play in the third period then? Because that then is coming off of a period that was kind of dominated by the other team. How do you think you guys played in the third on Friday?
Well, first in the second period, I don't feel like our PK was doing everything that they could. There was some slips on the PK. And then in the third period, I'd say the second and third period as a whole, we needed to do better on the PK side.
And you didn't give up a lot of penalty kills, or you didn't have to kill off a lot of.
we didn't get
Friday.
A lot of penalties.
Right.
Right.
So that's always a positive, right? And that was a big push for you last year.
Rhino from the flight department.
Good, how are you? We're actually pre-flighting for the low pass, so I kind of just want to discuss it with you before we go out there.
Yeah, hopefully everything, if it's not too busy.
We call it a ceremonial low pass. We go lower to the ground at a higher speed to kind of signify moving on to a bigger and better career.
This is my last flight, Dave.
Thanks again for wanting to do this.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking me.
Lewis Tower, make left traffic, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
I actually am having mixed emotions right now. Watching him fly by brings me back memories to when he first started here at Lewis as a student and what he's been through with challenges. And now he is moving on with his career.
We have uniform for the requested 2 low passes over runway 9.
My Lewis experience has been adventurous. I've had a lot of opportunities to experience the flight side, the student life. I don't think I'd change one thing that I did here.
Seminole 0 Lima uniform, turn left on Gulf, taxi to the university via Bravo Echo, and congratulations on this advancement of your career right now.
It is very sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what's next.
All right, welcome back to the Lewis University Television Network. Logan Camp here for period number 3 of Flyers hockey as they look to close out this second win of their season against the St. Norbert College Green Knights. Flyers took a 4-goal lead into the dressing room after 40 minutes of hockey and really played a much better second period than we've seen them play. Last year, the second period was kind of a struggle for this Flyers hockey team. Never really outperformed in that second period. Never really did anything to impress in period 2. But I think that second frame for the Flyers, they had a goal called back. Didn't lose any momentum after Caleb Pramek's goal was taken away as a result of a high stick. And they're taking a lot of momentum into this third period. They were scored on once, but not a problem at all. That was Dylan Pamillo who had the lone goal for the Green Knights. Down to my left-hand side, Dan Johnson is now fully undressed. He had that injury, an near side circle in his own end in that second period, and really looked like an upper body injury. I'm not sure he's laboring his right shoulder. Could be a collarbone issue or something along those lines, but looks like his day is done today as he is in conversation with Karen, the trainer. Period number 3 of Flyers hockey. Period number 3 of the weekend. Of course, we're back tomorrow here in Romeoville for Game 2 of this ACHA Division II conference matchup. Puck taken away by Stumpf. He's in with Pramek over the Norbert line, and his drive is just over the crossbar. Flyers turn it over. Pamillo, 1 goal already. Saucer pass to the middle, and a one-timer from Will Mooley was just wide. A snapshot from Pamillo blocked once again by traffic out in front. Glove down in the Flyer zone by Sean Yurkov. Has it taken away by Josh David, who is one of the goal scorers for the Flyers. Pramek into the zone, snaps one on goal. It went off the stick of Luke Wessel and right to A.J. Smith. That line, very productive for the Flyers thus far. Logan Stumpf with 1 goal, Josh David with another. Caleb Pramek had one that was taken away as a result of a high stick. The other 2 Flyers goals coming from Wilninski and Fronte, as this one is controlled by Kircher in his own zone. Has it taken away in the offensive zone. Scotty Ernsting with a one-timer will score. Ernsting rifles it past A.J. Smith on that one-time opportunity, and the Flyers are up by 5. Keeping the foot down on the gas pedal has been a point of emphasis for this whole Flyers hockey organization, both D2 and D3. And the Flyers doing a good job carrying this momentum out of the dressing room, out of that intermission. Flyers up by 5. In the offensive zone, Fronte in the far side corner. Tangles up with Gilbert. And now Muzinski across the ice to Yurkov. He's in to the Flyer end, and it bounces into the corner. Here's Pickens, sauces it up to Fronte. He's in with speed, is dragged down to the ice by Muzinski. Not sure how that is not a penalty. Muzinski had the free hand out, grabbing the jersey and body of Fronte. No call is made. Ernsting in over the Norbert line. Has it taken away, and Mike Steck stood up Sean Yurkov, allowing the Flyers to control the neutral zone. Steck rings it around his own net, just out of the reach of Brian Goot and Luke Wessel. The puck now in St. Norbert's end. Chase Casalt pressed up against the boards by Wilninski. In comes Ulmer to take it away, and he tried to pass it to Goot, but it was broken up by Casalt. Goot, slap shot, is blocked. And now the Green Knights sent off the boards by Chase Casalt in behind the Flyers net, controlled by Ulmer. Shoveled up the far side wall. A shot from the point is sent out by Sam Zagat, who kind of bobbled that rebound. Casalt battles with Goot. Kept in on the point by Nope. Some passes on the far side. Casalt had a centering attempt. That was blocked. Now Soman, the near side corner. Some offensive zone time for the Green Knights. Puck is found and sent behind the net. The net was off its moorings for probably 5-6 seconds. And Chaz Del Marcel has found the back of the net. A conversation between the 2 referees. We may have a different idea. Looks like the goal will stand. Chaz Del Marcel has found the back of the net for the second time this hockey game. for the Green Knights. First goal, of course, from Dylan Pamillo. Flyers look to respond. Stump in the offensive zone is forced out of the end by Will Malloy, whose stick broke in the process. And now Abram muscles it through some contact and slapped into the zone by Casalt. Steck across the ice, touch pass to David. He's in with speed in over the St. Norbert line, has his stick lifted with an excellent defensive play there from Roland Callan. Josh David moving fast, and St. Norbert defenseman had an excellent play. Caleb Pramek battles through some sticks from Yurkov. Cycled around, and Stump forces him out off the puck. Ernsting has one goal already, is held by Sean Yurkov, and the Flyers will see another power play, as that's not a very good penalty for Yurkov to take here, down by 4. Ernsting with speed in over the Norbert line, has it controlled behind the net, and it's taken away by Will Malloy, who will draw a whistle. Holding is the call, and it will draw an ovation from the Lewis Flyers bench, who feel that they've missed out on a couple calls. Sean Yurkov will make his way to the penalty bench for a second time, first time way back in the first period for a rough. And once again, Buffalo Grove native will put his team down for 2 minutes. Here's Josh David as the Flyers go back to work on the power play. Menalagna on the point. To the near side, Pickens back to Alagna. He's ready for it and snaps one on goal, and it hit traffic out in front and is cleared out by the Green Knights. Now going back the other way, Chaz Del Marcel flops one in behind the Flyers net, and back to get it is David. 30 seconds gone on this Flyers power play as they look to get things going. Fronte will quarterback it. Drop backs. The person pushing back entry is Adrian Abram as he leisurely works it into the offensive zone. A little too leisurely, in fact, and it's cleared out. Here's David now over the Green Knight line. Slaps it on goal, and it's sticked aside by Smith. To the point is Pramek. Far side, the pass avoided Stump stick, and a slap pass goes off the kick plate at the bottom of the boards and is held behind the net. Pramek on the point. Centering pass, some quick passes from the Lewis Flyers, and maybe doing a little bit too much on this power play. Stump on the point, 37 seconds left. Pramek works it down low. To Abram on the point. Stump in the middle. Down to Steck. Had a power play goal last week, Mike Steck did, as that centering pass was blocked. Stump on the point will fire, and it goes right into the breadbasket of A.J. Smith, who will hold on. Flyers will still have 17 more seconds of power play time. Talked about it a little earlier. Flyers' emphasis on scoring chances on the power play. They're not shooting the puck enough. They're looking for the fancy play in the offensive zone and not getting a lot of shots on goal. Ricci to Goot near side, turns to the middle, lost his handle. Goot finds it and will fire, and it was just wide. Kept in by Alagna on the point. Penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Wilninski, fresh out of the box, is Yurkov. Sent down to the ice and is picked up by Pamillo into the zone, and a centering pass went off the skate of Braden Ricci right to Zagat, who will hold on. 12:40 left in period 3. Flyers up 6-2. We gave a couple birthday shout-outs earlier, and I just happened to see that it's Sam Zagat's baby brother's birthday tomorrow. Want to wish him a happy day early birthday to Benny. Thanks for supporting Flyers hockey. Out to play is A.J. Smith. Gave it right to Brian Goot, who will put it right in the open net. Couldn't have asked for a more tape-to-tape pass from A.J. Smith, who fumbled it, gave it right to the Flyers captain. And that's just about the easiest goal he'll score all season. Flyers now with a touchdown. 7-2 is the score, with 12:22 left in the third period. Near side corner, Ricci backhands it up the near side wall to Pramack as the Flyers will look for another one. Saucer pass to Logan Stumpf. Backhand pass left it for Pramack. He split the D, and Pramack with a drive, and it's turned aside by Smith, who's trying to bounce back. Flyers take it away. David with a drive, and it's blocked by Luke Wessel out in front, and he'll slow things down behind his own net. Flyers applying the pressure in the offensive zone, doing a good job collapsing on the puck as Sam Zagat comes out to play it, negating the icing call. Here now come the Flyers. They're in 2-on-1. Stumpf's got Pramack with him. Stumpf with a drive, and it's wide. Logan Stumpf with one goal already, trying to force the issue. Abram. His pass is rifled and deflected into the near side corner. Norbert End. Retrieved by Fronte. Ricci spins it into the Green Knight zone. And Alagna keeps it in. Alagna on the point. Backhands it to Logan Pickens. He snaps one on goal, and a big glove save by A.J. Smith, who will hold on. Face off to the right wing side of A.J. Smith. 10:47 left in this hockey game. Flyers up by 5. A couple players blow by that puck. It squeaks over the blue line, brought back in by Ulmer. Caden Ulmer will snap one on goal. Down in the butterfly to make the save was Smith. Wilninski snaps it across near side corner where it's picked up by Ulmer. Behind the net, Caden Ulmer's got it. His backhand pass to Ricci was far in front of him as Sam Zagat comes out to play it. He's got to be careful. Ulmer on the back check had some physical contact there, and it's good to see Brian Goot back on the ice right towards the end of that second period. He had some contact, I believe, with Chase Casault out in front of the Flyers bench. It was up high, and Brian Goot was visibly frustrated after that contact, and we didn't see him the rest of that second period, but he's come back with a vengeance, getting one goal after a grade A assist from Norbert goalie A.J. Smith. Just over the halfway point in period 3. Flyers still in the driver's seat. Won by the Green Knights. Rebound went right to Casault, and he couldn't get another shot off. With speed coming back in over the Norbert line is Logan Stumpf, and he had it taken away. An excellent stick from Luke Wessel. In his own zone, Kircher tried a cross-ice pass, but was just over the stick of Gilbert. And now into the Norbert end is Caleb Pramack. Splits the D. Pramack with a drive, and it's turned aside by Smith, somehow creating opportunity for himself. A snapshot from Abram is well wide of the net to Steck on the point. He walks and fires, deflected out in front, but it was just wide. Casault with a rink-wide pass. to nobody. Gets it back, though, and rifles it into Sam Zagat. Pramack just in front of his own bench will control and send it across to nobody. Muzinski moves it up the right wing wall, but his pass evaded everybody, and a chip shot from Mike Stack hit the rafters here at Camlin, and that will draw a whistle. Talked earlier about when a stoppage of play is caused in the team's defending zone by their actions of themselves, such as the goalie pushing that off or pushing the puck out of play. The exception to that rule is when the team in their defensive zone throws the puck and it hits the ceiling. That team is still allowed to change. One of the eccentricities of the NCAA rulebook. Stick handling down low was Blake Nope. His pass couldn't find anybody, and it's backhanded out by Rapaz. Slapped up. Pass intercepted by Alagna right to the Magic Man, Scotty Ernsting. He's in over the Norbert line. Ernsting got it. Wine fires, and it's wide. Rapaz finds Ernsting in the middle. Ernsting on the forehand will have another shot, and it's saved by Smith, who was down in the butterfly, had to reach up over his head to save that with the glove. 8 minutes left to go in the third period. Kane Omer moves in to take the draw to the left wing side of A.J. Smith. Won by the Flyers. Here's Alagna on the point. Looks, shoots, and it's saved by Smith and slapped out. In to get it is Casalt. Zagat plays it behind the net with ease. Must have worked on that one in practice. Flyers turn it over. Here's Del Marcel. His centering pass couldn't find anybody. Callan on the point. Slapped out in front by Chase Casalt, and it's turned aside with an excellent save from Zagat. In on the forecheck, Brian Goots got it. Pushed off the puck by Callan. Some contact after the play. Ulmer's got it now near side. Kane Ulmer found Wilninski, who carries it behind the Norbert net. Got it on the far side, hash marks now. Abram slaps it down low to Goot, who battled through some contact there from Kircher. Flyers still control, 7 minutes left in the third period. Beating out the icing call is Chase Casalt. Abram found Ulmer, and he deflects it in and will come off for a line change. Get the stumped Pramack David line back on the ice. In the offensive zone, found by Stump. Across to Pramack. He stick handles it down low, still controls. Through some contact, Pramack's got it. On the top of the circles, he leaves it for Ricci. Gave it right away to Chaz Del Marcel. He's in with speed over the right wing side of the Flyer line, and he snapped one in a big shoulder save from Zagat, who is way out on top of the crease, challenging the shooter. Left off for David. He's in over the line. Centering pass could not find Stump. Had he found it, he would have been looking at a wide open goal. Chase Pomelo back the other way. He's in on Ricci. Backhand shot is wide of the net. Ricci was right in the shooting lane. Pramack up the near side wall, found Stump, who backhanded into the Norbert zone. And another great shift for the Flyers center, Logan Stump. On the near side, cornered Noah Kircher. Skates it behind his own net and will try a rink-wide pass and could not find the stick of Chase Casalt, and it will go all the way back into the Flyer zone. Yurkov could not control it, finds the stick of Scotty Ernsting. And now over the Norbert line is Abram. His drive is right into the breadbasket of A.J. Smith, who is down in the butterfly to make that big stop. 5:14 left in period number 3. Flyers still up by 5 goals. Flyers looking to bounce back after a loss on last Saturday to ISU. The Green Knights also coming off a couple losses to NIU and Marquette. Each team something to play for. As looks like Fronte just snapped his twig there. We'll have to come retrieve a new one. Face off to the right wing side of Smith. Won cleanly by Ernsting, as he does so well. Gonna get it. Found by Pickens. Across the ice, here's Abram with a shot, and it's turned aside by Smith. Rebound controlled by the Knights. Abram stripped it away. He's got it in the offensive zone. Into support was Pickens. He's got it. He shoots, and it's turned aside once again by Smith. And a couple quality chances for the Lewis Flyers on this shift. Soman has it taken right away by Mike Steck. And it's backhanded up the far side wall. 4.5 minutes left to go in period number 3. Malloy crisscrossing through the neutral zone, brings it in over the Flyer line, is taken out. No call on the play, and Malloy's down for the count. Ricci snapped up by Ulmer. Found Rapaz. He leaves it for Grindgood. He's in over the line. He shoots, and it's saved by A.J. Smith. Went off the top of the glove, right out of play. And Brian Goot, Flyers captain, with another grade A scoring chance. .406 left to go in the third. Won by the Flyers, snapped on goal by Ulmer, and a big cross check there from Muzinski. I believe that was on Brian Goot, as they want to hug it out. That was actually Caden Ulmer who was tangled up with Muzinski. Caden Ulmer rather, was right where he's supposed to be at the top of the crease looking for the rebound, and Muzinski came in with a high cross check. And it looks like Patrick Muzinski will get the warm showers tonight at Canlan as he's ejected from this hockey game. And it also, Caden Ulmer will take a seat in the penalty box. So be interesting to see what calls were made here. It's possible a 5-minute major and a game misconduct was assessed to Muzinski, who has already made his way off the ice. In college hockey, the penalty that is assessed for fighting is an automatic disqualification penalty. Those familiar with the USA Hockey rule book, similar to a match penalty. However, in ACHA hockey, there are no match penalties because ACHA, the American College Hockey Association, uses the NCAA rule book with a few adjustments. But overall, it's mostly the NCAA rules. So what's happening here is it's possible that each player was assessed a minor penalty for roughing, or each player was assessed a misconduct penalty. But it looks like the Flyers will come away with a power play. So, and Caden Ulmer is in the penalty box. So if he had gotten a misconduct penalty, I would think he would exit the ice surface. However, a conversation now between the referees and head coach of St. Norbert College, Dan Wood. Coming back on the ice is Will Malloy, who maybe went back to go get Muzinski, who had already made his way to the dressing room, but it's possible he was not assessed a penalty that caused him to miss the rest of this hockey game. So it's possible that Malloy it's possible that Muzinski was assessed two minor penalties, and Keaton Ulmer was assessed a single minor penalty, hence having to put Sean Yurkov in the box and giving the Flyers a power play. Of course, this is all speculation. And making his way back on the ice is Muzinski, who had his skate cards on. Even he's got to laugh that one off as he makes his way into the penalty box. Oh boy, that's a good one. That'll raise the temperament of the whole room here as Dan Woods is making his way off the penalty bench to retrieve the skate cards. Whew, that's it. That's funny. Back in the offensive zone, we're trying to get playing again here as the puck is in the Lewis Flyers end. Here comes Braden Ricci. Up through the neutral zone, will skate it right in over the Norbert line. Drives, fires, and it's up and over the net, up off the glass. In the near side corner, a battle ensues. Won by Ricci, who got it up to the point, and I think it went up out of play. And if there was ever a time for instant replay, I think I'd like to see a replay of that play from Patrick Muzinski, who was already ready to start getting undressed, I think, and was summoned back in by Will Malloy. And he's not going to hear the end of that one for any time soon, I can assure you of that. Under 3 minutes left to go in this third period. The Flyers will look to close out their second win of their season. As Stumpf will have a shot. That is turned aside by Smith. Big battle on the far side. Adrian Abram is tangled up. Casalt was there as well. Ernsting's got it behind the Norbert net. Scotty Ernsting on his backhand. The Flyers will set up on the power play. Stumpf near side. One-timer is turned aside with a quick save from Smith. And going back with speed is Pamillo. Drags and went right through the skates of Caleb Pramack, but Logan Stumpf was there to support, luckily, for the Lewis Flyers. Otherwise, one of the goal scorers for the Green Knights in Dylan Pamillo would have been in all alone. Penalty to being served by Yurkov is expired as Pramack brings it in over the line. Less than 2 minutes left to go in this third period. Controlled by Wessel. Glove down by Casalt for a hand pass. Ulmer and Muzinski those penalties are over, so they'll get to exit the penalty box. And I have to think that second penalty was assessed to Muzinski, because those coincidental penalties, once they both expired, they both exited the penalty box. In to support off the faceoff was Rapaz, and his shot goes in and out of the glove of Smith. Rebound controlled by Wessel. Behind the net has Brian Goot right on him. And a clean breakout by the Knights. In over to the Flyer line. Crisscross Del Marcel will send it down low to Yurkov. Rapaz turned it over on his own blue line. Right to Nope. And Nope was taken down by Rapaz and then gave him a stiff shot off the shin pads. Out to play the puck with Smith. He's got to be careful. Gave it right to Brian Goot earlier, and that's who was right in his kitchen there. Less than a minute left to go in this hockey game. As tempers begin to flare, they still got to remember we're playing 3 more periods of hockey tomorrow. Start time of 3:25 here in Romeoville. Would highly recommend you come and check it out. It's a fun atmosphere here at Callan. D3 team will be on the road. We had 2 Flyers hockey games going on almost simultaneously. The D3 team started earlier and picked up their first win against Loyola Academy. As an icing, a late icing, is whistled down. Brian Goot was having words with the Norbert bench. One more face-off to the left wing side of Smith. 20 seconds left to go. Ernstine moves in to take this draw. Once again wins it to Pickens. He will shoot, and it's turned aside by Smith. Another shot from Abram, turned aside. In his own zone, Wessel blue attire, but they're able to recover and get it out. Back in his own zone, Adrian Abram sends it behind the net. The final horn will sound, and that will do it. Flyers win here at Callan. Flyers played a really good game for an entire 60 minutes, which has been a struggle for them. They have wanted to, and they have practiced, even playing in that second period, even going back into the locker room during practice to practice that break that they have. As you see them give the fans here at Callan a nice salute. I want to thank everybody that's come to help out here today. We had a larger crew than normal. Part of our new sports media major here at Lewis. We had the entire sports media class come and help out with this hockey game. So I'd like to extend a huge thanks to John Kilpatrick for organizing that. As always, a big thanks to my dad, Mike Kapp, for operating the wide shot, doing a great job with that. And everybody doing some new things today. So it was great to have so many people here to help out, and hopefully we had a quality production. I'm sure we did. But for everyone here at the Lewis University Television Network, my name is Logan Kapp. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.